Hi there, my name is Aanisah Buksh and this is my science biological concept demonstration video using a inquiry-based pedagogy. This is my participant for today. Her name is Ibtihaj and she's going to be helping me discover whether a cloud is a living or a non-living thing. But before we do that, what do you think a living thing is? So give me an example of what you think a living thing is.
A human.
A human. Why do you think a human is a living thing?
Because it can grow and it can move.
Yeah. So Ibtihaj has noticed our checklist here. And this is our living or non-living checklist. And we can determine whether something, what we're testing, like today we're going to be testing a cloud, and to see whether it's living or non-living. So Ibtihaj used the example of humans. And we're going to go back to our checklist and tick it off to see if it's living. Okay? So, can we grow? Because us humans grow.
Yes.
Yeah. Can we move around?
Yes.
Yeah, we can move around. Can we reproduce? So can we have children?
Yes.
Yeah. Respiration means, are we able to breathe? Yeah. Excretion means, are we able to go to the toilet? Do we need to go to the toilet?
Yeah.
Yeah. And nutrition means, do we need food or water?
Yes.
Yes. What happens if we don't have food or water?
We could get very sick.
We can get really sick and we get really hungry, or we get really dehydrated if we don't have water. What happens if we stop breathing? So respiration, meaning we can't breathe anymore. What happens if we stop breathing?
Then we could die.
We could potentially die, yes, correct. So, based on what we know what things a non-living thing needs to have based on our checklist. What about clouds? Do you think a cloud is a living or a non-living thing?
Non-living.
Why do you think a cloud is a non-living thing?
Because it cannot have children. It
Yeah.
cannot reproduce.
Cannot reproduce?
And
Yeah.
it cannot go to the toilet.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. So we're going to be doing a science experiment today, and we're actually going to be making a cloud in a jar. And when we see our cloud in front of us, we're going to use our checklist to tick off whether or not the cloud has these things in front of us. So we're going to use our senses, we're going to use our eyes, we're going to see whether or not our cloud is a living or a non-living thing. So I've got in front of me, I've got some hot water, I've got some ice, and I've got an aerosol can spray, and I've got my jar with the lid on it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pour the hot water in here. It's very hot. I'm going to pour that in our jar. Put the lid on so that it forms just a little bit. Alright, so what I'm going to get you to do, so you can hold the lid for me, and I'm just going to spray the spray in the jar. And once I spray it, you can pop the lid back on straight away, right? There we go. Awesome, nice and tight. Excellent. And what I was going to get you to do is, I have some ice here. I want you to grab some pieces of ice and just pop it on the jar lid for me, please. Awesome. Good job. Right, and we can already see our cloud forming right now. Can you see that?
Yes.
It's already forming. So in order for a cloud to form, it needs three basic things. And I've got a diagram here that shows us the three basic things. If you want to have a look here. So the first thing we need is the warm, moist air. Now, based on our experiment, what do you think we used to make that warm, moist air?
The ice.
What else do you think to make the warm, moist air?
The water.
The water. Excellent. Well done. What about the cooling?
The ice.
The ice. That's what the ice is for. It's for the cooling. Well done. And the third thing is, so the cooling causes the moisture to lift. So we can already see the moisture lifting at the top there. And the third thing is the cloud condensation nuclei, or CCN. And what that actually does is, it's little particles in the air that actually forms the cloud together. What do you think we used for that bit, for the CCN, for the cloud condensation for the experiment? What do you think we used to form it all together with our experiment?
The gel.
The gel?
No,
the spray?
Yeah.
Yeah, the spray we used, and we already saw it when we sprayed. We can already see it coming together. Right, I think it's all ready for us to have a look now. So I'm just going to pop the jar open. What do you think is going to happen when I open the jar?
There's going to be gas.
Gas? Okay. Are we ready to see? Let's have a look, see, shall we? There we go. We can already see the cloud coming out. Better look there. There's the cloud coming out of there. Awesome. It's kind of similar to steam, doesn't it? Yeah. That's why when you go to the mountaintops, there's all steam everywhere. It's all steamy. And that's the clouds that you're actually in. It's pretty cool. Okay, so going back to our checklist, and we saw the cloud right in front of us. Going back to our checklist, let's tick it off. Let's see if it's a living or non-living thing. So I've got you a pen here, and we can go through the checklist, and we'll give it a tick if it is, or a cross if it's not. Okay, so can it grow?
Yes. No.
No? Okay, give it a cross. Can it move?
Yes.
Yeah, we saw it move, didn't we, when we opened up the jar? Yeah. Can it reproduce, so can it have children?
No.
No, I don't think so. Respiration, does it need air?
Yes.
It does need air? Okay. Excretion, so does it need to go to the toilet?
No.
No, it doesn't. And nutrition, does it need food or water?
It needs water.
It needs water. Awesome. We used that in our experiment. Excellent. So we've got 1, 2, 3 ticked off. Does it make it a living thing?
No.
No. Why doesn't it make it a living thing?
Because you need all of this on the checklist to make it a living thing.
Awesome. So based on the evidence that we found from our experiment, we can conclude that a cloud is a... Yeah, you can circle it.
Non-living thing.
It's a non-living thing. Excellent. Well done. Thank you, Ibtihaj. That was awesome.